مر الزمان تألقا وأضاء للدنيا طريقا مشرقا وهدى من الرحمن يهدينا به للصالحات وللمكارم والتقى هذا كتاب الله أعذب منهل أنعم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Welcome to the 17th episode of this series, the 40 Hadith pertaining to the virtues and the rulings of the Qur'an. In today's reminder we are going to look at the well-known Hadith of Ustadh ibn Hudayr. And this Hadith is found in Bukhari and Muslim. In this Hadith, Ustadh ibn Hudayr, he mentions that one day he was reciting the Qur'an. And as he was reciting the Qur'an, the horse that was behind him became very, very agitated. And so he stopped reciting, and then the horse stopped moving. And then he began to recite again, and then the horse became very agitated and it was moving quite rapidly. And so this process happened quite a few times up until Ustadh ibn Hudayr, he stopped and he realized, look, his son Yahya was very close to him, and he was worried that the horse might trample on his son. And so he stopped reciting. And as he looked up to the sky, he saw there were some clouds as though they had some lamps within them and they were becoming very low. And so Ustadh ibn Hudayr, he later went to the Prophet ﷺ and he informed him of what had happened about the horse becoming agitated and this very strange looking like cloud that had lamps in them. And the Prophet ﷺ immediately said to him, Iqra ibn Hudayr, Iqra ibn Hudayr, read O ibn Hudayr, read O ibn Hudayr. And he said, those were the angels, تلك الملائكة دنت لصوتك. Those were the angels, they descended due to the hearing of your recitation. And if you had continued reciting, then verily this substance would, or this cloud-like thing would have descended down such that the people would have seen it. If people would have seen it with their own eyes in the morning, and it would not have dispersed. And so, subhanallah, we can see from this beautiful hadith how the angels, they love to hear the recitation of the Qur'an. The angels, they love to hear the recitation of the Qur'an. Especially the recitation which is beautiful in the way it sounds and the way it is recited, because Ustadh ibn Hudayr was known for having very good recitation of the Qur'an. So imagine, subhanallah, every time a person reads the Qur'an, they remember this hadith and they remember that the angels, they love to be in the presence of such gatherings. They love to hear the recitation of the Qur'an. So this should be an action plan for everyone, that when they recite the Qur'an, they should inshallah remember that the angels love to listen to the recitation of the Qur'an itself. And some of the ulama, they mention that a house that has the Qur'an recited in it, then it illuminates to the inhabitants of the heavens, meaning the angels. So they see the houses that have Qur'an recited in them, like we see stars in the sky. And this is mentioned by a number of scholars, and there are a number of athar and narrations to that effect. And finally, we learn from the hadith that it is possible that angels can appear in a physical form for people to see, because the Prophet ﷺ said, had you recited until the morning, then people would have seen essentially the angels. And as we know, Jibreel alayhi salam came in the form of a human being as well. And as we know, though, angels only appear in this physical form due to a very, very important incident or a very important event. So the fact that Ustadh ibn Hudayr, he saw the angels, really indicates the special nature of such a sitting that he was in, where he was reciting the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the key thing, remember to recite with recognizing and acknowledging that the angels love to hear the recitation of the Qur'an. That should make your experience of the Qur'an more special to you, and you will cherish your recitation of the Qur'an even more. Inshallah ta'ala, in the next episode, we will look at the virtue of reciting the Qur'an directly from the Mus'haf and reading directly from the Mus'haf, inshallah. So tune in for the next episode. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
تألقا وأضاء للدنيا طريقا مشرقا وهدى من الرحمن يهدينا به للصالحات وللمكارم والتقى نور على مر الزمان تألقا